Hey there, Coach McLaughlin. Just kind of talk to you a little bit about wrestling. I know some people are remote, so they maybe couldn't come to the meeting I had in advisory the other day. So we're going to go ahead and just make a video of it, and hopefully we'll be able to get this out to people that need to see it. Also, some of this information some of you parents might want to see, just kind of going forward. I'm the head middle school coach. I'm also the head high school coach, and I'm one of the head coaches at Kids Club. So if your kid wrestles between 4 and 18, I'm your guy. Been here, this is now my 6th year at Coffeyville. Kind of today, just going to talk about some basic generic stuff. And I know the big one is, what about Corona? And to answer your question, like it seems like every question I have about Corona is, I don't know. I know one of our tournaments at this moment seems to have been canceled. There's talks of maybe going to, 4 teams or less events. But it's one of those things that I don't understand why we're waiting until a week and a half before the season starts to make these decisions, but we are. And so we're just going to have to, like everything involving Corona, be flexible and understand that that's just what we're dealing with. One of the big things that, wrestling is going to be very close contact and it's inside, so it wouldn't surprise me if halfway through the season they just say, we can't do this. That's how it is. So I'm going to kind of move past that and just kind of talk about the normal stuff we're going to do. Some of this may change just because of, we're dealing with Corona, but as of right now, this is kind of the plan. My big thing about, one of my biggest reasons I have this meeting before the season starts is so I can tell kids to get their friends out, all right? If we go to a tournament, you may wrestle 3, 4, 5 times, and then we'll be there for 4 hours, and you don't really have anything else to do the rest of that time. So this is a lot more fun with your buddies. Some of the closest friends I have are people I've shared the bond of wrestling with. And if your friends tell you, well, I'm playing basketball, that's not really an excuse. This season is 5 to 6 weeks. That's it. It's a very small commitment as far as a sport goes, and you can do both. Boys basketball is after boys wrestling, and so you should be able to do both, no problem. If you're worried about the outfit, I know a lot of people aren't big fans of the singlet. We do have fight shorts and like a compression t-shirt that you can wear to compete in. I know a lot of our middle schoolers last year really appreciated that. They even say the Ville on them. I don't understand why Mr. McGeese lets me do stuff like that, but he does. And so they're better for those kids that maybe are a little more conservative about their bodies. You're going through some changes. It's a little different now. So you don't have to wear a singlet if you don't want to. That said, a lot of kids end up wearing them by the end of the season. If you think you're a football player, I promise that you want to be out for wrestling. If you look at the NFL draft in 2020, 4 out of 6 linemen drafted in the first round of the NFL, wrestlers, right? I think it's like 3 years in a row now. Every football player of the year for Kansas is a wrestler. Doesn't matter what division. There's a reason for that. If you ask Coach Wade, you ask Coach Harlan, Coach Turner, I guarantee they will tell you need to be wrestling, and they'll probably be on you too here pretty soon if they aren't already. For practice, you simply just need shorts and a t-shirt. They need to be clean every day. Even before Corona, that was the deal, right? We deal with a lot of skin infections in wrestling, so you need to make sure you've got clean gear every day. I will make sure the mats are washed every day. That will help kind of keep that down. If you're a girl, you need to make sure you have a sports bra. And part of the rules of wrestling, especially when we go to tournaments, is you need to make sure you have undergarments that cover your entire buttocks and your entire chest. That's just part of the rules, okay? I also get a lot of questions about when kids are wrestling, sizes of kids they'll be wrestling. The great thing about wrestling is big or small, you're going to be wrestling kids your size. And most of the time in middle school, your skill level. I'm going to do my best to not throw you to the wolves and throw you to a kid that's maybe been doing Kids Club for 6 years. I'm going to try to find someone that's just as green as you are. And they're going to weigh, within 5 to 10 pounds of your weight. If you're 106 pounds and you're 5'1" and you play football, it's probably hard to find a lot of success in that sport. Whereas in wrestling, if you weigh 106 pounds and you're 5'1", you can be a state champion. There's nothing stopping you from that. And so basically, we're going to kind of focus this year, or every year really, on having a lot of fun and the basics. It's middle school wrestling. It's 5 to 6 weeks. It's not, the end-all be-all of wrestling. If you want to get more involved with wrestling, we can talk about that later when it comes to Kids Club. But it's middle school. It's a great time to try new things. It's a great time to figure out if you're a basketball player or if you're a wrestler, because you're not going to be able to do both in high school. You're going to have to choose one. I have a lot of friends that played basketball that wish they would have wrestled, and hopefully we can get you to figure that out now before it's too late to change that. And so if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll kind of put my contact information up in a picture here and make sure you guys are able to get hold of me. If it's Corona related right now or schedule related, I may not have answers for you, and I'm sorry about that, but we'll get it figured out. If nothing else, we'll practice for 6 weeks and have a blast in there. And hopefully soon we'll be able to show you what our new wrestling room looks like, because the mats are coming in tomorrow. We'll be able to set that up and give you guys a little tour. All right, so let me know if you need anything.